Good morning to all. Today I'm Aishwarya of class 11C is here to say a few words on the topic language processor and its classification. First of all, what is language processor? Language processor is a software program designed or used to perform tasks such as processing program code to machine code. And its classification are assembler, interpreter and compiler. Assembler converts assembly language to low-level language or machine language. And interpreter converts high-level language to low-level language line by line. And compiler converts high-level language to low-level language all at once. So I'm going to conclude my words. Thank you.
Good morning to all. Myself Arjuna Ajay of class 11B is here to give a brief note on the topic programming language, high level and low level languages. Programming language. Programming language is a vocabulary and set of grammatical instructions to instruct the computer or a computer device to perform specific tasks. It also refers to as high level languages such as Java, Python, C++, C, etc. High level language. High-level language is a programming language with strong abstraction from the device to the computer. And Python is the example of high-level languages. PHP, Visual Basic are some examples of high-level language. Low-level languages. Low-level languages are also known as binary and machine language, and it is the language which computer understand. Thank you.
Good morning, I am Alan Jacob and I am here with the topic Introduction to Python. Python is a programming language created by Guy van Rossum in 1991 and released under public general license, and now it is one of the easiest free programming language, at the same time being very powerful and productive in professional programs. And this dynamic object-oriented programming language has a wide range application in numerous areas, including web programming, scripting, scientific computing, and artificial intelligence. And Python programming software is popular in used by organizations such as Google, NASA, CIA, and Disney. Thus I conclude. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Anjana Hannah Joseph of Class 11C from St. Kyriakos Public School, here to discuss features of Python. They are easy to use, expressive language, and interpreter language. First, easy to use. Python is compact and easy to use, object-oriented with very simple syntax. It is very high-level language and thus very programmer-friendly. Second, expressive language. Fewer lines of code, similar syntax. Python expressive means it is more capable to express code purpose than many other languages. And third, interpreter language. Python is an interpreter language, not a compiled language. Python interprets and executes the code line by line at a time and easy to debug. Hope you all understand. Thank you.
Hello guys, I'm Anjali Lucas of class 11B in St. Kyriakos Public School, and today we're going to talk about the main 4 features of Python. So the first advantage or feature of the Python is its completeness. After installation of Python, you can do the real work right away. You don't have to install any additional libraries also. The second feature of Python is that it can run equally well on variety of platforms like Linux, Mac OS or Windows. Python is a portable language as it can integrate with Java, C++, etc. Third feature, free and open source. Anybody can download Python and use it. The last and fourth feature of Python is that it has a wide variety of usage and applications. Google, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Dropbox, and even Netflix uses Python. Python is also used in scripting, rapid prototyping, system administrations, database, web applications, and even in-game development. So I hope that this helped you guys to have a better perspective about Python. Thank you for your valuable time. Thank you.
Hello, my fellow teachers and students. My name is Anne Francis Souza. I am in class 1B and I am studying in St. Kyriakos Public School. So the topic I'm going to discuss with you today is the Python character set. So what is a character set? A character set is a set of valid characters that the language can recognize. So the Python character set is characterized under 5 categories, which is letters, digits, special symbols, white spaces, and other characters. So the first one, letters. It includes all letters A to Z and can be used in capitals as well as letters. Digits from 1 to 9 can be used in any combination. The third one, special symbols, includes plus, minus, slash, curly bracket, square bracket, and can be used according to the code or the output that you want. The white spaces, blank spaces, tabs, new line can be used in different ways. And the other characters are all characters that are used in the ASCII and also Unicode characters. So these 5 categories that are in the character set of Python can be used in the Python according to the rules and regulations of the program that you're doing, the code, or the output that you want. So I hope you enjoyed my seminar, and thank you so much for.
Good morning to all. I am Anna Georgie of 11B St. Kuriakos Public School, here to present the topics IPO cycle and tokens. IPO cycle stands for Input Process Output Cycle. As the name suggests, we can understand that there are 3 main stages, that is input stage, process stage, and output storage stage. In the input stage, we give data to the computer. The process stage is where the given data is processed to an informative data or meaningful data. Output storage stage is where the meaningful data is given out through the output devices. We have to note a major important point, that is, all of the computers follow the IPO cycle. And that's all about IPO cycle. The next topic is tokens. Tokens are the smallest individual unit of a program. They are also known as lexical unit. It has 5 divisions, that is keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, and punctuators. So today we have discussed about IPO cycle, its full form input process output cycle, and its 3 main stages, then tokens and its 5 divisions. That's all about my topic. Thank you and have a nice day.
Hello everyone, I am Ashita Sindel of class 11B of Skps, and today I would like to talk to you guys on the topic keywords and identifiers. A keyword is a word having a special meaning reserved by the programming languages. They convey special meaning to the language interpreter and compiler. Keywords should never be used as the normal identifier names. Examples of keywords are print, sep, input, end, if, else, etc. Identifiers are the fundamental building blocks of a programming language and are used as a general terminology for the names given to different parts of a program. While creating identifiers, some rules are to be followed. They are: the first character of an identifier should always be a letter. It should never be a digit. Identifiers should not contain any spaces between the characters. They should not contain any special symbols other than underscore. They can be of unlimited length. If you consider an example, for example, x is equal to 3.14, print x. The x used in the first statement is an identifier, and the print used in the second statement is a keyword. I would like to conclude by mentioning that all keywords can be treated as identifiers in a way, but all identifiers are not keywords. Thank you and have a good day.
Greetings to all. My name is Ashna Saji and I am from 11th B. My topic is the rules of identifiers. First of all, what are identifiers? Identifiers are the fundamental building blocks of a program and is used as a general terminology for the names given to the different parts of the program, like variables, functions, classes, etc. There are mainly 7 points of the identifiers. First point, an identifier is an arbitrarily long sequence of letters and digits. Second point, underscore counts as a letter. Third point, the number 0 to 9 can be a part of identifier except for the first character. Fourth point, the first character should always be a letter. Fifth point, the identifier has an unlimited length. Sixth point, an identifier should not be a keyword of Python. And the last point, that identifier has no special character except for the underscore. These are the main points that an identifier should follow. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Clara Maria Benny from 11B. Today I am here to discuss on few topics: ID function, len function, type function, end function and set function. First we are going to discuss about what is an ID function. It returns the memory address of the variable. It has to be constant and unique. It allows a single parameter. Len function, it returns the size of the object. If the string has an escape sequence, then it is counted. Type function, it determines the type of the object. It can be a variable or a literal. It is mostly used for debugging purposes. End function, in print function, the default value of end argument is a new line character. Last, set function. In print function, the default value of set argument is a space. It can be modified and can be made to any character, integer or a string as per our choice. Thank you.
A very warm good morning to all of my friends. Today, I, Cyril Tenney of class 11B, is going to conduct a seminar on the topic string literals. A string literal is a sequence of characters surrounded or enclosed by quotes. Single characters like single quotes A, B, C, single quote, double quotes X, Y, Z, double quotes are treated as string literals. Python allows certain non-graphic characters in string values. Non-graphic characters are those characters that cannot be typed directly from keyboard, example backspace, tabs. A non-graphic character can be represented using escape sequences. An escape sequence is represented as by a backslash. Some of the frequently used string literals in Python are backslash, single quote, double quote, horizontal tab, new line. That's all. Thank you.
Good morning to all. Today, myself, Debugging of class 11C, is here to say a few words on the topic single line and multi-line string in Python programming. A single line string and a multi-line string in a Python programming is an important function in this Python programming. First of all, we will discuss about what is a single line string. A single line string is a string that you create by enclosing text in single quotes are termed as single line string. For example, we will try to print hello world in single quotes or double quotes. Then we will discuss about what is a multi-line string. Multi-line string can be created in two different ways. First, we can create a multi-line string by adding backslash in the text. Second, by typing the text in triple quotes.
I am Devnanda S of class 11B and I am going to discuss the topic numeric literals. Numeric literals in Python are of three types: integer literals, floating point literals and complex numbers. Talking about integer literals, they are also called integers or int. The rules we should follow while writing integer literals are: it should not contain comma in between, it should not contain decimal points in between the numbers, and it should not start with a 0. Floating point literals are also called real literals. They are the numbers having decimal point in between them. Floating point literals are of two types: exponential form and fractional form. These are some examples of valid and invalid floating point literals. The exponential form of floating point literals has two parts. The one which comes before E called as the mantis, and the one which comes after the E called the exponent. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Jonna Tommy and I am from St. Creator Senior Secondary School. Today I am going to teach you on the topic Boolean literals and special literal none. Boolean literals. A Boolean literal in Python is used to represent one of the two Boolean values, which is Boolean true and Boolean false. A Boolean literals can either have the value true or as false. True and false are the only two Boolean values which are valid in Python. Non-literals represents the absence of the value. Next, special literal none. Python has one special literals which is none. The non-literals is used to indicate the absence of the value. It means there is no useful information. By this I am concluding my presentation. Thank you.
Good morning to all. I am Elizabeth Sergina James of 11B. Today I will be discussing on the topic operators and its classification. Firstly, what are operators? Operators are tokens which trigger some action when applied to variables and other objects in an expression. Variables and other objects to which the action is applied to is known as operands. For instance, in the example A plus B, A and B are the operands and the sign plus is known as operator. Operators are classified into two, unary operator and binary operators. Firstly, unary operators. Unary operators are operators which require one operand to act upon. For example, unary plus, unary minus, bitwise complement, etc. Now, binary operators. Binary operators are operators which require two operands to act upon. For example, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. These bitwise operators can be further divided into 7. They are bitwise operators, shift operators, relational operators, identifier operators, assignment operators, logical operators, and management operators. Hope all today's class was really helpful to you guys. Thank you and have a nice day.
I am Imelda Elizabeth Rui of class 11B, standing here to take a webinar on the topic binary operators. Binary operators are those operators require two operands to operate upon, and it has got 8 different types of operators in it. Yeah, first one is arithmetic operators. Examples are addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, etc. And second one is bitwise operators, such as bitwise and bitwise or. And third one is shift operators, shift left and shift right. And fourth one is identifier operators such as is and is not. And fifth one is relational operators, less than, greater than, equal to, etc. And sixth one is assignment operators, assign sum, assign reminder, etc. And seventh one is logical operators such as logical or and logical and. And eighth one is membership operators such as in and is not. That's all about binary operators. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Harigonde of class 11B and I am going to take webinar on the topic punctuators, slash n and slash t. When we are first going into punctuators, you already know that punctuators are one of the tokens or lexical units. Punctuators are symbols used in programming languages to organize sentence structures and to indicate rhythm and emphasis of statements, expressions, and program structures. Example, single quotes, double quotes, square bracket, etc. When we are looking forward into slash n and slash t, we already know that in Python string literals, an escape sequence is used to represent backslash, and it is used to represent certain white space characters. When we are looking to some codes, we can look to slash n. A code is print hello slash n word. When we run the code, we will get the output as hello and in the new line word. The slash n is new line or line feed. And we are going to discuss about /t, which is horizontal tab. When we look into a code, we can say that print hello/t world enclosed with quotes. When we run this code, we get output as hello tab space world. We know that this is tab space. It is generally larger than a single space. So we have a clear-cut idea about /n and /t. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. My name is Jan from class 11C. I'm going to speak about the first two backbones of Python programming. There are totally 5 backbones in Python programming. They are expression, statements, comments, functions, blocks, and indentation. So the first backbone is expression. By expression, we mean a linear combination of letters, a linear combination of symbols that represent a value. There are two types of expression. One is simple expression that has only a value, and the other one is complex that means two or more values will be there. When we calculate both, we get an unknown value. Example for example is 15.15 and 12.5 is example for a simple expression, and a plus 12, a plus 15 is example for a complex expression. The second backbone of Python is statement. By statement is another backbone in Python programming. What statement does it takes action. It is a programming instruction that does something. It does some action. Example, print hello. In this example, what the programming does is it calls the print function. Or another example is a is equal to 1. What it does here, it assigns in this statement a is assigned the value as 1. So it is not always necessary that an expression must have a value in it.
Good morning to all. I am Jose Rijo of Standard 11C of Skps. Today the topic of my presentation is comments in Python. Comments are the additional readable information to clarify the source code. Comments in Python usually begin with the hashtag symbol and generally end with end of the physical line. When you want to enter a multi-line comment or a block comment, you can enter it by adding a triple quote at the beginning of the comment block and at the ending of it. For example, in this code, these two lines are known as single line comment, and the output of this code will be the uncommented portion. Similarly, in multi-line comment, this line is commented, and the output of this code will be excluding this portion. By this, I am concluding my presentation. Thank you all for listening to my presentation.
What are functions? How to define a function? Can someone tell me what all things come to your mind when you hear these questions? Hello guys, I am Juhi Johnny of class 11B of St. Kuriakos Senior Secondary School. I am here to present a webinar on the topic functions on Python fundamentals. So as I asked before, what are functions? Function is a code that has a name which can be reused by specifying its name in a program when needed. Still confused? Then just have a quick look onto the board. So here we can see keyword as def. We know several keywords like print, input, right? So to define a function, we are using def as a keyword. Def is a short form for definition. Okay. So here we can see a function name details. Whatever function name you can give. Okay, as you like. So I have given here like details. So here we can see a space in between. It's the space for identity. And we can write here like input whatever thing, like I have given like input, enter your name and print your name is like what is the name like that. So according to how much time you need to print a specific thing, you have to give that much time the function name. If you give the function name details 3 times, it will print the thing that print the specific thing 3 times. Okay. So I have given here a sentence. Every time the function is candid, it performs a statement inside the function. So I hope from that sentence itself it's quite clear. So guys, let's wind up the class. I hope this was informative and thanks for paying attention. Goodbye and have a nice day.
Hello everyone, I'm Durga of 11B and I'm standing here to speak about the topic blocks and indentation. The first topic is about blocks. Blocks are a group of statements when a part of other group of statements are known as called blocks or blocks in Python. If we want to indicate a group of block in Python, we must indent each chord of block by the same amount. And the next topic is about indentation. Python uses indentation for creating blocks of code. And also, indentation refers to the spaces used in the beginning of a statement. By default in Python, puts 4 spaces and it can be changed by the programmer. Statements requiring chord block or seed block have colon at their end. Thank you.
Good morning to all. I'm Lena Lalu of class 11B and I'm here to talk about L values and R values in a Python programming. A left value or L value is an assignable object. It is any expression that may occur on the left side of an assignment statement. Variables are obvious L values, whereas a right value or R value is any expression that has a value that may appear on the right hand side of an assignment statement. In Python, everything is an R value. For example, in a statement, x is equal to 5, x is a left value and R is a right value. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good morning to all. I am Leah Shins of class 11B of Skps here to present a webinar on the topic multiple assignments and dynamic typing. Our first topic is multiple assignments. We can assign values to variables in 2 ways. The first way is by assigning the same value to different variables. For example, here in this code, we have assigned the same value 10 to different variables A, B and C. So if we run this code, we will get the output as 10, 10 and 10. The next way is by assigning multiple values to multiple variables. For example, here in this code, we have assigned the value 25 to x and 50 to y. So if we run this code, we will get the output as 25 and 50. Our next topic is dynamic typing. A variable pointing to a value of a certain type can be made to point to a value of a different type. For example, here in this code, we have assigned the value 10 to the variable x. We have also assigned the value hello, which is a string, to the same variable x. So if we run this code, we will get the output as 10 and hello. That's it for today's webinar. Thank you.
Hi guys, I am Anita Philip from class 11B of St. Kyriakos Senior Secondary School. I am here to present a webinar on 2 topics. One is about the interactive and script mode in Python and the other one is about debugging. First one is about interactive and script mode. Python has 2 basic modes. One is the interactive mode and the other one is script mode. In interactive mode, the instructions are given in front of the Python prompt in the Python shell. And the Python carries out these instructions and gives the output there itself. But there is a problem with this. In interactive mode, the instructions are not saved and also the outputs are sandwiched between the command lines. This problem can be resolved by using script mode. In script mode, the instructions are stored in file with .py extensions and are executed together. These instructions are called Python script or Python programs. Next one is about debugging. Debugging is a simple process of detecting and removing existing or potential errors in a software code that can cause it to behave unexpectedly and or crash to prevent incorrect operations of a software code. Or in simple, we can say that system debugging is used to find and remove debugs or bugs and defects or errors in a software code. So I hope this was informative to all. Thank you.
Good morning to all. I am Matthew Bin of class 11C standing before you to say a few words on the topic input and output function. Input function. Input function is a function in Python programming. Input function is used by the user for inputting a value in the program. For an example for input function, if the user wants to input a name of the person in the program, then we will write the code as name equal to input, enter the name. After that, when we run the program, we want to enter the name of the person. After entering the name, we want to press enter. Then only the program can be run. Output function. For getting the output of a program, we want to use print function. The function converts the expression that we pass into a string before showing it on the screen. For an example for output function, we want to write the program as print hello. When we run the program, we will get the output as hello. Hello is our output. Thank you.
A very warm good morning to all. Today I am standing before you to say a few words on the topic bare bones of Python programming. There are basically 5 bare bones. They are expressions, statements, commands, functions, and blocks and indentation. First one, expressions. They are the legal combination of symbols that represent a value. For example, 1 or 1.5 are the examples of expressions having only one value, and some examples of complex expressions are 1 plus 3 or 3.5 into 2, etc. And the second one is statements. Statements are the programming instruction that does something or some actions will take place. It is not necessary that statements will always result in a value. And third one is comments. Comments are the additional readable information given to the user to clarify the source code. Comments are usually beginning with a hash symbol. For the multiple line comments, we use triple quotes. It can be double quotes or single quotes. And the fourth one is functions. Functions are the code having names, and it can be used where it is needed by specifying its name, the program. Some examples of functions are print function, input function, sum function, etc. And the fifth and the last one is block and indentation. Blocks. Blocks are the statements which are the part of another statement or functions. It is also known as blocks, code blocks, or suites in Python. Indentation. Python uses indentation to create blocks or code. Statements having same indentation level are in same blocks or suites. Statements requiring suites or blocks are ending with colon. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good morning to all. I am Niranjana Ajit of Plus 1B. Today I am here to deal with the topic Programs and Output and Arithmetic Operators. Arithmetic operator is type of binary operators, and there are 7 types of arithmetic operation. The first one is addition. Print 50 plus 5 and the answer will be 55. Second one is subtraction. Print 16 minus 20 and the answer is 40. Third one is multiplication. Print 36 into 3 and the answer will be 108. Fourth one is division. Print 50 by 2 and the answer will be 25. Fifth one is modules, which gives us the remainder. Here, print 150 module 5 and the answer is 0. Sixth one is exponent. Print 8 exponent 2. Here 8 into 8 is given. The answer will be 64. And the seventh one is floor division. Print 64 floor divided by 5 and the answer will be 20. Thank you.
Good morning to all. My name is Philip Jami. I am from class 11C. Today I am going to say about the topic what are the functions of the tokens in a code, and invalid and valid identifiers. Tokens, the smallest individual unit in a program, are known as the tokens. In a Python, the tokens may be classified as the identifiers, keywords, literals, operators, and punctuators. A keyword, we can consider it for the code. Such as name, array, it is a string value. Print, keyword, it is a keyword because it is a reserved word, that is why it is a keyword. Age, double quote, age, single quote, age, it is examples of the punctuator. Characters, A keyword is a word having the special meaning reserved by a programming language. Identifiers are the fundamental building blocks of the program and are used as the general terminology for the names given to the different parts of the programs like variables, objects, classes, dictionaries, etc. Literals are the data items that have a fixed value. Operators are the tokens that trigger some actions where applied to the variables and other expressions. Pungulators are the symbols that are used in the programming language to organize the programming sentence structures and unindicate the rhythm and emphasize the expressions, statements, etc. Example, single quote, double quote, bracket, semicolon, etc. Invalid and valid identifiers. Invalid identifiers, starting with a digit or contains special characters. It is a reserved keyword. Example 29 CSK. Valid identifiers. It does not contain special characters, or it does not start with a digit, or it is not a reserved keyword. Examples: my file, underscore CSK, sum, etc. That's all. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good morning, my name is Rima Sel. I am from class 11C of St. Kyriakos Public School. Today I am going to take a webinar on the topic single and multi-line strings. So first of all, single lines are created when we enclose the text in single or double quotes. For example, if we try to print hello world in 2 lines by enclosing them in double quotes, it will be showing error. This is because Python by default creates single line strings for both single and double quotes. And when we talk about multi-line strings, these can be created in 2 ways. First is by adding a backslash, and the second is by enclosing the text in triple quotes. For example, if we try to print hello, how are you, line by line, by enclosing them in double quotes and by adding a backslash to them, we will get the output as hello, how are you in one single line. And if we try to print hello, how are you, line by enclosing them in triple quotes, we will get the output as hello, how are you, line by line. So by this I am concluding. Thank you.
Input function is basically a function in which they ask the user to enter an input, and the Python system, they evaluates the input and they find if there's a mistake in it, or literally work with that to find out what the input is, if it's a number or it's a value, whatever the input we give. So Python works to find out the input, they find out what it is and finds out the mistake, if there's a syntax error or whatever it is, it points out there and it gives an output. So basically input function is just that. It's a function that allows the user to give an input to the system, and the system converts it into an output which the user can read, or the result the user wants. It could be a multiplication table, it could be a division, or it could be anything. For example, if you want the multiplication of 3 up to 30, so you give the input 3, then they give you up to 30. Okay, 3, 6, 9, the rest is up to Python. They give